Oof. Right, guys. As I was getting ready to do the reading today, I got this very strong memory flash of, it was the family reunion of my boyfriend, actually. And he has a huge family. Huge family. Many brothers. One of the brothers had passed away, and the whole family came to the area where I live with this guy, to inter him. He was much loved. He was a sweetie. And so it was sort of the wake or the pre-burial. I can't quite remember. There were several gatherings. And it was uproarious. Everybody was talking and drinking and eating and videoing each other, and because it was a big reunion for a big family. And the guy who had passed and my boyfriend were brothers, and there were like 5 other brothers. I think there were 7 in all. So big family. This was one of the brothers I didn't know that well, but I liked him. I'd met him before. And, we were sitting near each other and we struck up a conversation, kind of in the midst of this hilarity. We're both just sort of like sitting there. And he said, what have you been doing lately? Have you been doing any writing? And he seemed genuinely interested, but I just said, really, I'm just trying to get through the day. And, it sort of sounds flippant. I didn't mean it that way. It was quite true. And he looked so relieved. It was like then suddenly we were really seeing each other in the midst of the crowd, and we could have been doing small talk or, even that deep small talk about whatever it is that we do that we care about. But this was almost more profound, because it was just that kind of moment of truth. Because he said, me too. God, me too. And both of us, as it happened, have been through a lot of physical challenges, and, we're still hanging in there. But it was a moment of just sharing that kind of daily struggle sometimes it's just what we do. We're reduced to, it's not even being reduced, but, put in a place where maybe by virtue of some huge challenges, you're just brought into the moment, into the day, hour by hour, minute by minute, as it unfolds, trying to show up for it, without a kind of false sense of, look at me, it's so easy, or how's your writing? Oh, it's been a little block lately, but so there's something about that. And it's not really commiseration, it's just, well, it is a little bit of commiseration, I guess. But here we are. We've shown up. We've gotten through the day thus far. And the nice part is we're too exhausted to bullshit. There is that. At a certain point, you just can't bullshit. Too exhausted to bullshit. Well, this is a card of communication, 8 of Wands, of dialogue. And it's often a card of being in the flow. And I think in this case, you know, the communication isn't always catching each other up on the best stuff that's happened to you. It can be just what we were just talking about, that real talk, which is sometimes that simple. Let's eat cheese and tell each other we're actually tired, but we're still here. It's authentic, you know. It may not be snappy or jazzy, or I keep showing this, so okay. This is Temperance. This is a card of balance, of mixing the two things. Sagittarius. Divine timing, patience. But it's the conversation that you know, we have when we're able to drop the facade that sometimes happens at gatherings. You know, what do I ask this person? Well, what's up with you? We just leapfrogged that into something. Sagittarius also has the implication of sort of the divine conferring a blessing on the situation. So what's the communication, please? Whoa. Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. In Sagittarius energy, fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag. Creativity, forward movement, direction, passion, being in the body, a new beginning, new life, new direction. But it's really, you know, the wand is standing out very strongly to me. It's like it's the phallus. It's the generative energy of life force. In that forward movement, now these are almost looking to me like, like the swimmers. Okay, interesting. I'm just making a little bit of rum here. Next up, Lovers. Again, like Sagittarius, that's blending these two. Kind of reminds me of the Two of Cups, of the blend of the two. And here's Lovers. The almost idealized, archetypal ideal of matching with somebody in a balanced, life-affirming way. And there's something about, in that conversation is forward moving. It's not really static. It's not based on earlier conversations. Nine of Pentacles, and we've been getting this energy a lot lately. The independent individual, the single individual who's grounded and abundant in their own right. Doesn't mean they don't want this kind of connection or this kind of dialogue or this kind of blend, because this is like a synthesis of two things, an alchemical mix. It's like the fuel almost for this kind of flow and conversation. I mean, these are cards of passion, particularly Ace of Wands, just passion. So this individual may be good with themselves, but they're like a bit on fire for this kind of connection. They're okay alone. It's not like they fall apart by themselves. Boy, we've been getting these same cards a lot lately. We got Gemini, Virgo, Magician, a card of manifestation. It's Virgo, Gemini. This is Gemini, so heavily leaning toward Gemini, Sag, Virgo. So somebody may be trying to manifest this kind of connection from a stable, secure place on their own. Kaboom, Tower. You know, it's about going forward. It's about going forward. Forward movement, new beginning, passionate new beginning. Lively, life-affirming conversation. Perhaps has been unleashed when this structure comes down. There's been a kind of a liberation, because that's what Tower really, really means. It's like the cork, you know, it's like and poof, this kind of effervescent thing that's been held back comes, you know, bubbling forth. This is like the fortunate but unanticipated turn of events on Lovers. And it implies an ending of something, for sure. The thing that was unstable or unsound, for whatever reason, needed to transform, needed to bust out of the you know, the cocoon. It was time. Major transformation took place. So let's clarify 9 of Pentacles and the major transformation for the single individual. Spirit. All right. Yeah, and this one. Okay. Empress on the bottom of the deck. The card of fertility, of creativity. You know, it's an earth energy, but it's also this. It's growth, it's inspiration, it's a nurturing energy that brings things forth. Like Magician, sort of. Magician is earth and air. Empress is like the fertile ground where things can grow. I don't know, the lighting is horrible here. Things can grow. A card of 3 in the major arcana. So far on the board we have sort of a Scorpio energy of the Tower, Gemini in Lovers, Gemini, Virgo in Magician, Sagittarius in Temperance. And Empress being the 3 card, and here's the 3. This is heartbreak. A feeling of betrayal, separation. And it's the memory of it. You know, because it's air energy. It's sort of lingering in the mind. On 8 of Wands, we have strength, which is also a fire energy, Leo. Could be a reference to Leo time, which we get again and again. Like, buckle up, Buttercup. I think Leo time is going to be a big deal. You know, it may be like the old thing gets exploded, making room for this kind of relationship. a match, an energetic match. You know, this blend, this healing blend. And it is about timing, something about timing, temperance, and balance. How you get into balance. Wheel of Fortune. We're getting suddenly a rush of major arcana. Rue's coming up. We'll see. This is Wheel of Fortune. It's positive forward movement. It's a destined... Thank you. It's a destined... it's stepping into destiny. You know, participating with the circumstance, your higher power, your ancestors. I'm getting like all the compass points. And this lands you somewhere, in a somewhere. It's on Ace of Wands, this new beginning. This creative growth. It's all about growth. Because this has been, something's been exploded that was no longer serving. A container that was too tight. And this painful separation has been used for manifesting. Somehow, something to do with the memory of this has been like transmuted, because that's another meaning of alchemist. You know, you turn the base thing into gold, lead into gold. This is kind of like lead turning into manifesting. I mean, I think it also says be careful about these memories, because you don't want to manifest more of that. You want to be in this place, secure in yourself, secure in your environment, not like in a padded, insulated way, but just present. Okay. And Empress, I think it's, yeah, Empress goes on alchemist, temperance. So it's like coming to fruition. Something's coming to fruition. Enough time has passed for this thing to get balanced so that now there's an ability to move forward in a new creative way. An opportunity for that. You know, if you so choose, you can enter into this destiny, which is waiting for you. And it's taken a while, and it's taken your trust and faith, your patience. We have the card of strength on the 8 of Wands. This is like the courage to communicate, I'd say. You know, in a warm way, from the heart. It's sort of like this communication, this 8 of Wands back and forth dialogue is based on a certain mutually healing relationship. The infinity symbol, Beauty and the Beast. It's kind of like the beast it can be our fear or pain if it's not, if we don't attend to ourselves with compassion. And selves, emphasis on both selves, showing up in an honest conversation. It's going to take courage and strength to sort of stay centered in this exchange, because something happened that was sudden and unexpected that changed the course of things. Tell me about the Three of Swords, this memory of the hurt. What's being manifest in its place? Like, we're getting so many repeats, and I've shuffled and shuffled. Chariot, a card of Cancer, which we're just now, isn't that interesting? We're in Gemini time, and we're moving into Cancer, like, imminently. Maybe today or tomorrow. It's very shortly. So there's this passage. And this is the balance of the two. This is the balance of the two. This is the balance of the two. It's just echoing again and again. And this is the two in dialogue. Minor Arcana representing what can happen in our daily lives in this sort of sea of major arcana. So we have on Nine of Pentacles, this individual, has been, grounded in themselves and removed from the fray to heal from that Three of Swords. This is Four of Swords. And it shows the kind of the wounded. It usually shows somebody in armor. This appears to be a woman. But in any case, they've like taken a time to heal something. And they couldn't do it in the midst of any other influences. To get their nervous system to calm down, to stop being in fight or flight, they had to get away for a while. And, it's clarifying that Nine of Pentacles, strong in themselves, individual. And that's part of being a strong individual, it seems to me, is that when this happens, you allow time, Temperance, Four of Swords, to heal. I've been doing that lately. Needing to just get my head straight. A lot of migraines lately. Because there's been a challenge to that creative fire life force energy. Seven of Wands can be how we deal with obstacles. When we're push. How much influence do these other people's concerns, or do we get pushed around? Let's put it that way. So if you're in this kind of a, how do we deal with obstacles? We pull back, apparently, into our independent single place. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords. And healing, it reminds me of that genuine conversation between me and my brother of another mother, my lover's brother. Seven of Swords. It can be a card of deception, of the sneak, of strategically getting out of a situation. that has to do with a mindset. It's 2 sevens. 7 and 7 is 14. 14 is temperance. I mean, that's a kind of a numerology that some people, including me, do. When you get 2 repeat numbers, you put them together, and what major arcana is that? So these cards are sort of challenging energies. This can be self-deception, can be escapism. One in mental sword energy, and one in kind of fire, purposeful, what am I going to do energy. Something's getting balanced out. It's kind of like in your mind and in your body. Perhaps there's been a kind of a, like where the gears aren't quite aligned. World. This is a kind of a breakthrough. It's the ending of something, the beginning of something new. And it looks chaotic to me always, this card. There are discernible elements in the chaos. There's sort of the figure of the elder, the kind of crone figure, the creator of all of this energy. There's the Leo down in the corner. There's Taurus up in the... It's all the fixed signs. So something's come to completion, echoed by this. New life. And, you know, what you're destined for. And it's something better. Wheel of Fortune always brings a kind of the next phase, and it's about growth. Ace of Wands and creativity, bringing something forth, because that's what Empress is about too. It's the element of Gaia, of creativity, of abundance. And what's funny is, yeah, that's where it was. I knew I'd seen it. Chariot. That's when I said, oh my God, the same cards, even though I keep shuffling. Card of Cancer. I don't know reading when we haven't gotten this. And that's what we're moving into, is Cancer time. It indicates a forward movement where the feelings are in alignment. It's a card of victory, of being able to move, you know, same, into a place where you're supposed to be, because you've accepted something about your karmic destiny. And it has to do with feelings. This is a card of Cancer, of feelings and connection. Like unto lovers. This is an air sign energy. Remember I said sort of idealized? Not in the sense of like unattainable, but it's a major arcana. It's kind of like the purest expression of that. And I think for lovers to come on the scene, you have to be willing to do this. And I'm sort of seeing this as like an exploding of the ego, in the sense of maybe how you're thinking about yourself or about this connection is too small. Like you're busting out of something. Both of you. And it will be fast forward movement in Cancer time. Cancer, Leo. I mean, it's all seems to me to speak to this summer. It is divine timing, so You know, never measure it by the clock. It's deeper than that. So, you know, I'd like to get some instruction because, yeah, I'd like to resolve this Seven of Swords. I've got to get out of this situation. Seven of Wands, because I'm being pushed. What you're being pushed into is the end of something and the beginning of something else. Wheel of Fortune, you know, better suited to you now because you've undergone changes. You know, you're no longer here. So can you give us some instruction on this forward movement, this card of Cancer, the Chariot, victory, the victory lap? Tell us about the victory. It's an emotional alignment victory. If you've been watching us at all on this channel, Manischewitz, number one, you should join. Subscribe, like, get on board the Soul Train. This is another card of Leo. This is the sun, happiness, summertime, revelation, clarity, warmth. Cancer, Leo. They follow. So we have Gemini, Cancer, Leo. There's something about the progression, not only in time, but in the timeless place of the deeper journey, the fool's journey toward wholeness, the individual's journey through life, you know, fool to world, all the way through the major arcana. Charioting towards sun, it's like dazzling. And there it is again, the major transformation. This is the Death card. Boy, the lighting just sucks and I apologize. Here we go. In this Death card, there are these two rather spooky, there's a face here and a face there, and they're like exhaling, like almost the last breath. Butterflies all around. There's something about the breath in, the breath out. Like accepting that in order for the wheel to turn, you know, it will entail leaving something to have this forward movement. Leaving something behind. And I think it's this. The memory of the pain. The feeling of needing to extricate, of being pushed kind of through the portal. But fear not. You know, good things lie ahead. Major transformation. The number of major arcana cards on the board, just ridiculously wonderful. Okay, major transformation. There are a couple of more that go with that. So death, we got Chariot, Sun, Death. Knight of Wands. That kind of inspired forward movement. Fearless, let's go. In Wands energy of Ace of Wands and Alchemist. And Leo, Strength. And Eight of Wands. The conversation. And Sun. We have Hangman. This is sort of a hold up. sunny. You know, somebody wants to gallop forward. And there's kind of this, I mean, maybe they're galloping forward based on having done this, because this is a card of not stagnation, but of processing feelings. So it could be like questioning from a different perspective, what am I going forward to so enthusiastically? Or it may be whatever new perspective I've attained through this hangman, you know, kind of upside down, looking at it from a different perspective, makes me ready to go. Well, God, King of Wands. Wands energy. This is the purposeful, powerful king who knows what he wants. He's full of life force. He's full of passion. He's the embodiment of this. It's a card of virility, not in the sense of just masculine energy, but vitality, forward movement, fearlessness. So there's been great maturation here from Knight of Wands, which can be a sort of reckless young energy. But there's been some kind of, like in the chrysalis time, that time, temperance that it takes to get balanced before the forward movement, divine timing. And this is the you that pops out. Masculine king in the sense of the action taker. I'll go out, I'll forge away, I'm inspired to do this. It's like my life force is back. You know, there's been a healing for this kind of self-contained Nine of Pentacles individual. And I think on the other side, there's just passionate, warm. I don't know if it's for the single individual or that this is what the single individual is on the other side of this transformative experience, Death Tower. King of Cups. Same idea, the active principle, but this is in emotion. This is somebody who feels deeply and is a little bit, can be restrained because they feel so much. But I think what's being synthesized here are these two, the action taker, the feeler. And I think they're two different aspects of one person's, what they're integrating in their psyche. And it may be to take action based on your feelings. Like, this could be considered a slightly passive energy, this king. This is a very active energy. So it's like, stop, consider your feelings. A card of Pisces, a card of feelings. Let them mature until you're ready to take action. And part of that action taking is to operate from the heart for this forward movement. Cancer, card of feelings in alignment in order to transform. And it's sort of like from death to life. You know, fully let go of something, fully exhale it, and then breathe it in, the new thing. The warmth, the light. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. We have on the board Empress, Taurus, card of fertility. Sagittarius, Temperance, the Alchemist it's called here. Major Arcana card of the blend, the alchemical blend that takes time. We have Leo, twice over, the warmth, the light, the revelation. We have Scorpio, because in my mind, Tower is also Scorpio. The end of something, which implies the next breath, the beginning thing. This is sort of like the next breath. Ace of Wands, to maintain life force. So we have also Pisces, processing feelings. Cancer, being able to move forward based on feeling it all, breathing it out, breathing it in. We have Gemini in Lovers, the card of connection. We have Gemini Virgo in Magician, the manifester, who works with all the energies. You know, has mastered Wands, Cups, Pentacles, Swords. How to think about it, how to do it, how to be it, how to feel it. Be it, do it, think it, feel it. Let me just see. All the fixed signs. Some people consider the world as Capricorn, but a conclusion of a major cycle that may have been chaotic. Leo, Leo, Scorpio, Scorpio. I think this is very exciting. And, you know, where there's been a struggle, this Seven of Wands, and a need to strategize and get out of it, it worked because you're in a whole nother place, world. It's like passing through, it's like I'm getting the image of sort of passing through a filter, you know, where this stuff gets strained out. This is making it through the day, in a way, doing what you must. But these are temperance implied. 7 and 7 is 14. Divine timing. And there's something that's definitely, it's time. In this period, probably now through the summer, possibly through Scorpio season, these major changes, a time of great creativity and growth on the level of the psyche, based on healing yourself, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, which heals a relationship, Lovers, after this Tower event that sort of wiped the slate clean. And it may have seemed catastrophic at the time, but it allowed for this new growth, Ace of Wands, Empress. I don't know how to wrap that up any better. It's just getting through the day, perhaps, is how we arrive at that kind of exalted place. You know, like suddenly we'll find ourselves kind of stumbling into the light because we've dealt with this conflict, 7 of Wands. Yay, us. Go team. Go team. Subscribe, please. I love you guys. Till next time, be in the light.